very few churches are standing up for what we're going through right now in this election.
I know one thing, General Boykin, he's ordained under us, so I have to call him every week to be sure he's still a Christian. Because he has spent so much time in Washington, D.C. I know, this is a serious issue, but I do call him a lot. And Jerry, you're still a Christian. And
praise God.
He gives me the same answer I won't give you here, but I had to restrain him one time. He said he was going to deck the next person who came up to him and said, well, God's in control.
Oh, yeah, right.
Because he is so frustrated with, of course he is, or he could be, but he's given us things to do, and most of the people that use that over and over use it in order to not do anything.
Right.
Not be engaged, of course God could be in control, but he sent us the helper, not the doer.
Yes.
Ooh.
He's not going to do our part.
Ooh.
He will help us. He wants us to be the salt. He wants us to be the light. He wants us to stand for his truth, for righteousness, for justice, for all of these things. He wants us to be engaged as we're called to be, and he will help us. Mm-hmm. But now there are times when the Lord, those couple of times, it's actually less than 1% of the time, does he say, okay, sit out this one. I'm going to do this. I'll take care of this. Jerry got trapped in that himself. Mm-hmm. When the President of the United States attacked Jerry. Mm-hmm. And Jerry just said, well, I'm going to let the Lord fight this one for me, because he's thinking only the Lord outranks the president.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said, and his wife said, no, you're not. She got, if you know Ashley, little Ashley, she got in his face and said, no, you're not. You're going to fight this. That is not right. That's not just. Everybody said, you've got to fight. And he took his stand, and of course he won. And, but yeah, I think we are warriors. They say in the Army, they're soldiers and then they're warriors. Mm-hmm. Not all soldiers are warriors. Matter of fact, very few are. But now a soldier can be great. A soldier can be a hero and do great things.
Yes.
But there's some that are born to fight. It's their nature. They may hate it, but they were made for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's just their nature.
Yes.
And that's what I was told when I inquired way back in 2015 on what our next president needed to be. He said, you need an alley fighter, someone who can fight in a lot of directions at once.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And then he said, now I only shared this with a few close friends because this can get out of hand, but he told me that the New England Patriots were going to win the Super Bowl that year. Now, this was early in the football season. Uh-huh. He said, the Patriots are going to win, and it's going to be a sign to you that patriotism is going to win again.
Whoa,
wow.
Yay.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I thought I was a false prophet until the last play of the game, when they intercepted the pass. But they did win, and I've never forgotten that, but I've also never forgotten we need a fighter. But I think we need that in the church, too. We need the warriors to rise up.
Yeah.
All of God's people. Mm-hmm. We're growing up into the King of Kings, and over in Scripture, the Lord is called a warrior. If we're growing up into his nature, and it's a warrior that will get engaged when they could stay out of it. Mm-hmm. A warrior runs to the sound of battle, not away from it. Mm-hmm. It's their nature. And if we're growing up into his likeness, and look up all the times it talks about him being a warrior and being called a warrior. Mm-hmm. Lord of hosts.
Right.
Lord of armies. That's his title. He uses more than 10 times more than all of his other titles combined.